Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, Consuela.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Aria. We are excited to be here with you today. We're jumping back in with our Behind the Brands. We've had a little bit of a break. I was realizing it's been a little bit of time, but that's because of holidays and first life. And so now we're jumping back in with Behind the Brand, and we're so excited to have you because we love your brand so much. And we saw you most recently on the red carpet of the SLVCG
Yes.
Awards. And we had a moment with you then. And so then I was like, oh, we need more time with Aria.
I love it. I feel so honored to be here. I really appreciate you all.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we almost made you late walking in there because we were kind of just fanning out.
Total
Oh, gosh.
fangirling. And it's like, oh, we don't want to
Yes.
make Aria late for the start of the show.
It was okay.
Oh,
I
gosh.
enjoyed it.
Yes. So yeah, this is Behind the Brand. We're just going to be having a chat with Aria. And just to get started, for folks who may not know, tell us, a little bit about just high level, uh, who is Aria Solstice and what is ARTSY and what can people expect to find here?
Absolutely. So I actually have been artsy for probably the past 10 years or more.
Woo!
I would say maybe 15 years
Hmm.
because I've moved out. I've moved and transitioned through many different mediums of art over the years, and uh, artsy is what everybody normally calls me. Now, when I came to Second Life, I decided that I wanted to, you know, um, I guess step away from creating and just kind of focus on, living my second life. And so I got into role playing as a ballerina. And so Aria is my
Okay.
ballerina um, character, and just kind of transitioned over into starting my business here. And I just kept Aria because everybody knew me with that name.
Well, that's fun.
I love
That's
that.
fun. Do you still make time to roleplay at all?
I definitely wish I made more time. I do like to incorporate ballet into some of my videos. Like I
Okay.
just released a midnight ballet collection at Loot Station.
Hmm.
Um, and like some of my social media videos, I'm wearing some of my ballet outfits. Um, so I like to incorporate it in small ways like that.
Okay. Okay. And before we get too far off the origin, you said that you've kind of been artsy across multiple mediums, even predating coming to Second Life, and that has a tie-in a little bit, I think, with what the slideshow is showing up here. If I remember,
Yeah.
you were
Yes.
saying it has some shots from elsewhere.
Yes. So on the slideshow, I have pictures from my photography days. I have pictures from um, VR. That's where I actually started my 3D journey
Mm-hmm.
back during the pandemic. Uh, got me a Oculus headset and dived right in. Found myself in a world just like Altspace. I mean, just like a Second Life, but it was called
Right.
Altspace. And it was social. It was a social platform, and that's where I really started getting into learning 3D modeling and architecture and design and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Very, very
And we're
good.
on the picture where she was saying that was her original avatar. It was
First, yeah,
a
very first
robot.
avatar
Yeah.
And then an evolution to that next picture, right?
with artsy label in the background
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the very first office that I
Wow.
created for myself um,
Okay.
with Home Design 3D on my iPad.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm loving that your logo really hasn't changed since back then.
There's some continuity
Yeah.
there for sure.
Yeah.
It was actually I started with that logo with Pretty Darn Artsy which was my
Oh, that's cute.
crafting business.
So like a first life crafting business?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
My photography was Stacy Marie photography, and then I moved over into hustled arts was with my first dive into crafting, like selling crafts. I was making like polymer clay, jewelry, and then I went back to. I mean, I was always doing photography, but I kind of switched the types of crafts that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
The Pretty Darn Artsy is when I got my first was the Apple Pencil for the iPad.
Oh, cool.
And started illustrating. So the picture that's on the screen right now is actually my art gallery.
Oh, nice.
With all of my original art.
And that's something we can visit here in World, right? Isn't that near the store?
Actually, no.
Oh, I thought you
It's
had
only
an art
available-
gallery. You had an art installation near your store, right?
There's an Arcanum,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Mm.
That's the exhibition. So that's
Yeah.
the sculptural exhibition that came over from VR.
Mhm.
But my original art gallery, that was made in ArtSpace. But when they closed, I actually transitioned it over to VR chat.
Okay.
Okay.
But I do plan on bringing it here.
Ooh.
I just need to find space for it.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, but I would actually sell like canvas prints to people through my website. I was also making like lapel pins, lots of just crafty things that I make with my hands.
Yeah, on the on the red carpet, you mentioned that you'd kind of been. I think your words were like you were born with a pencil in your hand.
I was.
So art's kind of always been with you.
Yes.
So tell a little bit about that. That came down from, I believe you said, your mother's side.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
For as long as I can remember, my mom has had a craft room, like a room in the house dedicated just for her to make things. The first thing that I remember her making, like sitting next to her making, was a wooden dollhouse, and I was just so fascinated with like miniatures, and I think like that's what really got me into architecture, like liking the idea of living spaces. And I actually would build my own dollhouses out of printer paper. Like I would steal the paper out of the printer.
I love
Oh,
that.
wow.
I love that.
Like build them, yeah. Because I was, I was big into Barbies, so I was making.
Same, and paper dolls. I love them both. So hearing that you're making dollhouses out of paper, I should have done that. I missed my chance.
Lots of, cutting and taping and gluing
Yeah.
things together.
That's fantastic, though. Especially that you kept with it. I feel like something that happens a lot is like our creative instincts growing up, in many cases, kind of get left behind for a lot of people. So it's wonderful that you kind of kept refining yours.
I feel an immense amount of gratitude. Sorry.
In what respect?
Sorry, I didn't know that would make me emotional.
Oh gosh.
Aw. Take your time.
Mm-hmm. Deep breath.
Sorry. My childhood was, like really cherished, with, being like having that escape, right? Like having that outlet for my creative expression. And like my parents really supported me in doing that. I always tell people I've never had a job. I've actually only sold my art for a career, since I was 17. And like I watched my mom really love creating and making things, but she had to go to work. And still to this day, it's something, like she really wants that freedom. And I've been, grateful enough to have that freedom my entire life to really create on my own terms.
That really is a blessing.
Yes.
You're right. Not many people have the freedom to just create. They're, pulled by other obligations, so they don't have the same amount of time. But we're really fortunate that you have had the time.
I feel very fortunate to have always been in a space where people have accepted my work and have truly appreciated it enough to spend money with me so that I can continue to do this every single day.
Well, I know we're not alone in being very, very happy to support you and your creativity, because it's...
Yeah, we've furnished entire houses like
Yep.
with stuff here.
I just got done doing like a whole RP apartment in your stuff.
Yes.
Just because it's just so amazing. Like, I just love the richness of it. It's like nothing else.
I really do feel like a kid at play every day. Just trying new things and seeing what I can come up with.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic, though. I really do feel like the world would be a much more interesting and much more colorful place if we made more room for like artists and creatives to be able to flourish, rather than everything being like pegged to grinding out, money and stuff. But that's a whole diatribe I can go on.
And I'll interrupt here and say they're loving you in the chat, Aria. Lots of hugs and love it to you. And they love your outfits. They're saying that you look stunning.
Oh, thank you. Artsy original.
Oh, it is. This is kind of like a nice segue into what you were telling us earlier, because I told you before we started streaming, I knew we were coming to see you today, and I had to go get an especially PBR shiny outfit, because I was like, I can't go to Artsy and not be shiny. And then I said, Tour, you got to bust out your shiniest outfit too. And he's like, wah, wah, he's like, well,
Don't make it for men.
He's like,
an attempt was made, but
for me? So I actually, where I picked this one up, I was looking for a men's department. There wasn't one. But so I did a little search like on, just the sales and the events going on right now, and nothing stood out to me in the menswear that was PBR. But then you said something interesting when we got here. Do you want to share? Is it premature? Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. Okay. I've told people here and there.
I'm excited about this.
I will be launching my clothing store very soon.
Yes.
Wow.
Artsy Clothing Originals.
Love it.
You can wear your art.
Right?
I actually literally have pants with my original art on it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's really fun. Colorful.
Well, I will say, if you're laying down men's PBR clothing, I'm gonna be buying pretty much everything you put out.
Right.
I am starved for it. Men's clothing creators in particular always seem to lag behind. Like, no shade to them. I love the things they put out, but catch up a little bit with.
Well,
look at the two women I've got to compete with. This is ridiculous, guys. Come on.
Well, the folks.
A lot of men share that sentiment. I get, people tell me all the time. My brothers, my partner, some of my customers tell me that all the time. They want PBR clothing, and I'm like, I'm gonna do my best. I have been working with my partner as well, launching PBR clothing under his brand. So we'll have double, in different styles.
Well, the folks in the chat are already saying goodbye to their lindens now, so they're ready. They're ready for you.
Absolutely.
So when you say your partner and his brand, do you want to shout out who that is and what that brand is?
Yes. My partner is Arcadius Navarro.
Okay.
He is super special to me. We met 2 years ago when I first got on the platform, and we've been together ever since. We definitely share you know, like that entrepreneurial, um, you know, spirit, and
Mhm.
you know, we're creative in our own rights. Um, he has, you know, made poses. He's a DJ.
Okay.
Um, he had actually on land here, Cerebral Savage was the first brand, and the second one will be mainly clothing and accessories, and it'll be called Dope Cat. So
I
very
love that.
excited. Yeah.
Nice.
All
And
we do is share cat gifs back and forth.
I I love that. I'm a sucker for cats.
You know, it was actually him that made me really fall in love with cats. So
mm,
I blame him um, for my obsession now.
yeah, Tour's definitely a cat dad. I'm more of a
Oh
dog
yeah,
mom.
she is.
Yeah.
What's fun though is that Art speaks Portuguese and I speak
Oh.
English.
Oh.
So it's been a very fun and new type of relationship for me,
Mhm.
for both of us. But I set up this automatic translator on Discord so that we can talk fluidly.
Yeah.
And
Very
yeah,
cool.
I hardly notice that we don't speak the same language.
Have you tried
That
learning
is so
Portuguese?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I sound terrible trying to speak it though.
Yeah.
Um,
I was
he's
starting.
much more romantic in his
Of course.
Portuguese.
I love listening to Portuguese. I have started trying to learn it. I speak Spanish and English, and it's just interesting the similarities between Portuguese and Spanish. So, like
Yeah.
when you first said Portuguese, I'm like, oh, okay, bueno. I'm like, that's not Portuguese, la la, that's Spanish.
Right.
But then I'm like, hola, pessoas, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love watching like shows in Portuguese and stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's been a fun dive into his culture for sure.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Hmm.
So, um, getting back on the kind of creation of artsy and such, talk a little bit about kind of the I guess creative identity of artsy. Um, so it has a very elegant, a very modern, like a super polished look to it. And so like I'm a little curious how you, first how you would describe the artsy aesthetic, and second, like where this particular look comes from, because it's very coherent. It's got a very clear uh, vision to it, and it all works very well together. Uh, so, yeah, go on.
I would say it's a mix of everything that I've ever done.
Hmm.
I think like when it comes to color, like
Mhm.
I really like a lot of color. um, but I like the warmth of uh, like neutral colors. So I do like to mix both of them in a way that doesn't feel too overwhelming, but that doesn't feel too boring either. I think the probably beige aesthetic is probably my worst nightmare. Um, I want color, I want shine, I want, you know, black flooring, I want, you know, like I want the whole spectrum of colors, like the whole spectrum of textiles, the whole spectrum of, you know, like being able to feel a space. Coming from VR, I've always felt it was very important as a world builder because you're responsible for how people directly feel when they walk into one of your spaces. You know, when you're in first person, it's very easy to get, you know, overstimulated. And like when it comes to frame rate, it's very easy to get sick. And so I took a lot of that responsibility onto me as a, you know, like a measure to really pay attention to my polygon counts, really pay attention to, um, the way I use my materials. No, I do have I feel like I have had a little bit more of a leeway over here in Second Life, but in VR it's very strict.
Hmm.
You can definitely feel all of the good and bad things when you walk into a space. So my discipline comes from my experience in virtual reality.
I imagine that serves you very, very well here, because while it isn't as strict as a creator, a lot of consumers end up feeling land impact starved, or if they're not
Yes.
careful, rezzing out a bunch of things, they could end up like lagging themselves to death without
Yes.
realizing
And I've
it. So
experienced quite a bit of lag. And I have a very strong computer.
yes.
So yeah, I care a lot about
Mhm.
how other people experience my work.
Yeah.
I'm very good at causing lag.
That's why I think I kind of rely on my texturing more than my meshing, because I can add more objects that are lower poly, lower prem, but the space can look more full if I have patterns that are more interesting to look at.
Yeah, the patterns, and
I
especially
love your patterns.
the like PBR materials, gives actual like real texture kind of feel to things too now.
Yeah, we have like the full spectrum of tactile
Yes.
resonance in here. So like, a lot of people like the common gripe is that it's just everything shiny, but that's not at all what PBR is about.
Yeah, like I'm looking
really...
at this rug, and it's got so much little fine detail work just in the material of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the relationship between something that's rough and something that's shiny, and how the light interacts with both of those surfaces. So I just feel like I don't feel limited with PBR. I feel whatever I see, I can make, and it will look the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Under the right conditions.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. One thing I find really interesting about what you said about your colors. So you seem to like the relationship, and I'm kind of extrapolating here just based on what I'm looking at in the store. You seem to like the relationship between and from the different texture packs that different things have, of something that is either very, very dark or even monochromatic, set against something that is just bursting with color. And so that's seen here in where we're seated, and also like near the entrance there's these kind of there's these statues which are lovely, that are set against three very bold colors, the orange, yellow, and blue there. And I think that there's something really to that, which I see in a lot of your work here, is that strong relationship between the high contrast of vibrancy and something that's less eye-catching.
Yes, that is 100% intentional. And it comes from my graphic design work. So when I say that like everything is basically my whole life put together as an artist, like it's that. So with graphic design, like you're really trying to bring focus to something you need people to intake, the information. And you don't want everything to just be cluttered, everything to be colorful, everything to be, shiny. There needs to be a balance and a harmony between all of the aspects. So what I've found in at least graphic design is that if I have a solid background, whether it's white or black as the base, then I can play with any different color and they'll play together. um, as I want them to. So that's why I actually have that matte paint material pack in the store, because
Okay.
not everything needs to be wood. Not everything needs to be, high metallic chrome. Not everything needs to be, you know, the same.
True.
Introducing
Yeah.
some just solid colors, neutral colors it makes a good balance.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I really appreciate in a lot of your work and why it was so easy, like you know, furnish an apartment with it, is you seem to find ways of blending your artistic creations with things that you would actually use, whether it be surfaces or seating or tables or counter space or what have you. Um, you actually making functional furniture that is by itself just something also standalone beautiful to look at. uh, so that's very, very interesting to me as someone who likes decorating things.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
I feel
Does
like
that
you're. Go ahead.
Hmm?
I
Does some of
didn't
that oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I didn't think everything would look good together because I make
Mm-hmm.
everything on their own. I actually don't do full collections. I treat every piece like its own work of art. When I'm interior designing something, I'm actually surprised that things fit together.
I think it's because you have that kind of common through line in your style where things do complement each other, even if they're not explicitly made to sit next to each other. And you do play in color space in a very intentional way that allows, especially with the fact that many of your pieces have that more deferential, more monochromatic look that you can cycle through, or if you want it to be the attention grabbing piece, a more vibrant color palette. So any of these pieces really can either call attention or defer attention, like you said, very, very well.
Thank you for noticing that.
All I was going to say earlier is that your stuff, when as I've said many times, I really enjoy it. It has actually inspired me to try harder when it comes to decorating. Like most of the time I'll buy stuff or I'll leave it to tour to decorate for us, and he knows this. I've been this way like most of my second life, and I'll buy things that I like and I'll leave them out and just have like somebody else drag them around for me. Like, just go ahead, but in spending more time with like quality items and then seeing what other people do, seeing how tour decorates with your items, seeing how my other friends utilize your items, it's like, okay, I need to try a little harder. Like, it's inspired me to like try to put something together of my own instead of just letting folks do it for me. So thank you for inspiring me to try harder.
I love that too. I actually had another home builder tell me that my materials inspired her to actually start her business.
Oh, wow.
Which was really fun to hear.
That is wonderful. The one downside when you start decorating with ARTSY is then you notice all the furniture that doesn't hold up because it's not, if you're trying to mix and match with other creators, like when they're not using PBR and you're sitting next to ARTSY stuff and you're like, oh, but it doesn't look as good as everything that it's surrounded by. So you just gotta get like an ARTSY couch or something in there instead.
I was actually afraid of that when I had so much anxiety when I first launched the store because one, I had been waiting for so long for PBR.
They'd been developing it for a while.
Yeah. Like when I got here, and when I actually started creating, it was December 2023. When they actually announced that, it was like, you know, you could have it implemented, on your land. And then I switched over to the alchemy viewers so that I could see it. That's when I actually started playing around, but I couldn't open the store until
Until
May
other people
of
could see it.
2024. And
Right.
even then, people were coming to the store and they couldn't see anything. I had people buying stuff that couldn't even see the materials on it.
Oh gosh.
So I was doing like a lot of onboarding, um, helping people switch viewers and understand what they were even trying to look at. So,
Right.
like, I was afraid that I had gone too different and like that my stuff wasn't going to match what people already have. But I think what I've seen is that people have kind of adopted the whole style
Yes.
in builds. So when I go travel to see what, people want to show me, like, it's not like one or two pieces in the background. It's like the entire store is in there.
Yeah. Honestly, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Because
like all of the textures are changed. It's honestly crazy.
yeah, I do feel like that will be mitigated as more creators, and there are some, there are several furniture creators who have fully embraced PBR, and housing creators who have fully embraced PBR. You really did just come like a wrecking ball, though, and threw down the gauntlet, and because we kind of had never heard of you, and then saw this store, and we were like, where did this come from? This is amazing stuff. When you finally decided to open, because you had quite a bit right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's because I was waiting. I actually had a much smaller store
Yeah.
when I first decided to, place land here.
Hmm.
And it just kept growing
Right.
because I kept running out of space.
Hmm.
And by the time I opened, I had like 300 products.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm a little curious about inspiration, because I know you've said that it's like the culmination of everything, that all of your skills and such, but also I'm a little curious as far as your interest in architecture and absorbing other people's art and stuff. Like, have you had occasion to like go and see really interesting buildings, or art museums and exhibits that really stuck with you and that you could tell about? Or
In terms of in First Life?
yeah, in First Life.
Oh, yeah. I've traveled around the world with my photography. It was like I have definitely, I mean, because I guess let me start with saying that I was also a simmer. Like, I love playing The Sims, and
Oh,
that
I
was
love
the
The
first
Sims.
We love
like
The
dive
Sims.
into architecture. Like, I actually wanted to go to school for architecture because of The Sims. But
I
this
love
like
that.
whole theme of like dollhouses has been like a recurring theme in my life,
Right.
and like virtual dollhouses and stuff like that. So like when I'm out and about, even before I started in 3D, I was looking at architecture. I was just like fascinated by everything I was seeing. Like, I think some of the most interesting architecture I've seen has definitely been in Japan. I
Really?
think
Okay.
my favorite place that I've been is, I mean, I'd have to say Korea, just because like uh my mom was adopted from Korea.
Okay.
So we went back as a family for her first time back since she was adopted. And like I really felt, like part of my root being there. So I, like love Seoul, love city life, like love tall buildings, interesting architecture. Like I do kind of gravitate towards like city living, even though I live in Kentucky, surrounded by nothing but trees. Um, a lot of people
Yeah.
think that I might be in a bigger city because of my
Right.
aesthetic, but it's just
But you've been around them, so yeah, you've
Yeah,
carried that with you
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. But I'm inspired by lots of different things.
Right.
I have two different modes to creation. I have I found something online that I really love and I want to make it. I want to challenge myself to recreate it. And then I have the playtime where I just make stuff up out of thin air that has no rhyme or reason, and I'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also, still influenced by what I've seen, but also what I'm learning at the time.
When you're in either case, when you're trying to recreate something or trying to make it up out of whole cloth, do you find that you do any sort of, like on actual first life paper, like, or even sculpting, like sketch work to like plan it out, or are you comfortable now so much on the computer that you just go straight digital?
I've never done anything on paper.
It all comes from the graphic design stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all
Okay.
starts, if you're in Blender, the cube, right?
Yes.
Like everything starts from a cube. So it's kind of like the digital space is my notepad. Like, and
Okay.
I've been this type since I was 10, 12 when the iPad, the Palm Pilot came out.
Oh, wow. Palm Pilot. I haven't heard that forever.
Yeah. That was my favorite device. I mean, I started drawing on Palm Pilot during church. It was like the
During
best
church.
thing ever. Listen, I will create anywhere at any time, all day long.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I've always preferred technology over, physical arts once I got a hold of it. But, I do know and love to create things with my hands. It's just that it's I have that quicker gratification when it's digital, because I can see things instantly. I can iterate and mess up and not have to throw, crumble a piece of paper up or throw the whole canvas out.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to make mistakes.
That's saying a lot, because people are quite often afraid of failure, and that prevents people from doing things.
Yes.
So I love that you embrace failure.
I do a lot of teaching. I do a lot of private lessons, teaching people how to do whatever it is that they're wanting to learn how to do. And one of the things I have to drill into people is click the buttons. Just click the buttons. Just touch it. You can't break it. You can always go back. It's an undo button. Just do it.
Interesting.
It's the only way to learn.
Do you teach here in Second Life?
I do. Well, I teach. They're private lessons, so we do it on Discord. But I do teach people from Second Life how to do Second Life stuff. I don't actually advertise that I do that, because my calendar would be full of just.
I think you're kind of advertising right now.
Okay, everybody, you've heard it here first.
I'm like, okay, Aria, what is your full menu?
On how to be a PBR master from Aria Solstice.
Right.
So,
I don't do classes. It's just one-on-one sessions.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this since VR.
Yeah. Okay. Very, very cool. Very cool. And that makes sense.
It does.
Outside of creating for ARTSY, and this is shifting gears a little bit, what other kinds of things do you like to do in Second Life? You mentioned that you don't have as much time for role play anymore. Do you? What else do you get up to in here?
So I like going to mainland and flying my helicopter. Yeah.
Oh, you fly a helicopter. Do you take people with you, or do you just fly alone?
Mostly alone. I also like to drive mainland.
Really?
Yeah, I like to go out on the sailboat.
Uh,
Like I'll often like take a break from whatever I'm doing during the day and just go like explore.
I
Like I
love
like
that.
old Second Life.
Yeah.
I like seeing how creative people were with less tools,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
less
Yeah.
fanciness.
Yeah.
There's certainly kind of a charm to seeing what people were able to overcome.
Oh yeah, I have so
Well,
much respect
I
for
was,
everything that everybody has created.
yeah. I was asking you if you fly alone or not because I know it's a challenge to like move multiple avatars in one vehicle.
I
So
trust Sims.
that's been my
Yeah.
nightmare. Like I would love to fly. I have a plane, tour knows it, but it never goes off the ground. So it's it's just the tragedy of like when avatars start falling from the sky or whatever when you cross the sim line and everything goes sideways. So I get the allure of that though, of flying a vehicle or sailing. I know a lot of people love Second Life sailing. I'm personally a fan of riding the rails. I love going on the Second
Yes.
Life railroad, and it does and do exactly what you're talking
I
about,
did that
Aria.
once.
Yeah, so get on
Yeah.
the railroad and then I'll be traveling through some old mainland somewhere where somebody's built something that I
Yeah.
don't even know if they've been back to, but I will get off the
Yeah.
train and go exploring.
Yes, I was on the Great Wall of China last week or 2 weeks
wow.
ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it was. I think it was on one of those. It was in a little pod, like the little
Oh
bubble pod.
yes. Yep.
I love a
Um,
pod
I
too.
think I switched like 3 times. I had the best time until I got to the ocean, and then it kicked me off.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get back onto it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love getting out and just going to see what everybody else is paying.
Yep. If I'm ever on mainland and I see a pod coming by, I will hop on it without a second thought. It's like I want to see where this
Yeah.
pod is going.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I will say I'm long lived enough in SL that yeah, right. I've been around 20 years now.
Have you crossed the 20-year mark already? Did we miss a rest day?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh.
And my big thing was actually
Yep.
architecture in SL, and in particular, trying to faithfully recreate real life floor plans and builds or buildings, which it was my kind of affinity for math and weird geometry served me well at cutting boxes and stuff into the shape that were needed, but it was definitely a lot harder back when we only had the basic prims.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I think I saw a dragon
Mhm.
out of like spheres.
Mhm.
It was amazing. It was huge.
Yeah.
It's like how do you even do that?
How do you even
I'm
conceive of it?
definitely spoiled with, Blender, right?
Yeah.
But I did do a stint in Horizon Worlds where you build with their in-world primitives. And I just didn't have the patience for it.
I guess in many respects, working with the very basic SL primitives is, I mean, it's in effect your Blender canvas. You start with a cube. I mean, that was always the way of building in SL before we had sculpts or meshes.
Yeah.
You just couldn't do as much with them.
Right. No, that's why I like getting out and seeing,
Yeah.
what has been done. I love that everything is still there.
There's a lot of history in the grid. Well, that's awesome. Let's see. What about outside of Second Life? What other kind of hobbies and stuff occupy your limited free time when you're not?
What was that?
what other kind of hobbies, like outside of Second Life, in First Life and such, occupy your time?
Um,
Uh,
I think prior to VR,
mhm.
I had more hobbies, but to be
Okay.
honest, like since VR, it's been nothing but learn
Okay.
and make stuff and
So it's
play.
just refine your
Like,
craft and create art,
yeah,
and that's.
yeah,
But you love doing it, clearly.
yeah. Because I think
Okay.
with photography, like it was an outside the house type of thing,
Right.
like
Hmm.
I definitely had, um, I had fun doing that, making experiences for people in that way. But I've always been a homebody, and I felt like during the pandemic was the first time like I was allowed to be at home all the time, and it wasn't
Hmm.
a bad thing.
Okay.
So like I really got into this mode of like always just like filling my time with experimentation, like, and I think for the most part that's really all that I do. That's
Okay.
why I have so much stuff, is because like from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed at like sometimes 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm making stuff.
Okay.
Like it's truly what makes me happy all day long.
Right.
I just love pushing the needle, learning new software, um, you know, watching tutorials. I actually fall asleep to tutorials.
Oh wow. Okay.
Do you dream of them too?
Yeah, I feel like I learn a little bit more
Well,
when I'm sleeping or something,
wow.
because I
That's
wake up and
awesome.
I
I
just do
love
it.
that. It's like you wake up and you know
I'm
how to
just
do
happy about
something.
it. Yeah, like I really have a thirst for knowledge,
Right.
and that's why I like to teach, because a lot of people don't have the type of time that I have to
Hmm.
learn at the rate that I learn. So when I teach people, I teach them the basics and then I teach them the shortcuts.
Gotcha. Well, touching back on creation, then, obviously, any sort of art piece or any sort of creation, you can refine and refine and refine. How do you? What is your process for deciding? Okay, this is now what I want it to be, and it's ready to ship. Where do you? Where? How do you decide when a project is good enough?
When it comes to like the typical things, like maybe a vase or a table or a chair or a piece of wall art, it's usually done pretty quick for me.
Okay.
Like if I know what I'm doing at the time, like it's pretty quick. I think I tend to hoard a lot of stuff that I've made for either not wanting to monetize it because the business side is not my favorite to do.
Hmm. Okay.
But like actually completing an object for me is like no time.
Okay.
Like I have entire Blender files with thousands of meshes. And sometimes I just like make them to make them and I forget about them.
So there's an entire archive of artsy art that just
I have
has not
dozens
made it
of
onto the
Blender
grid.
files with
Oh no.
hundreds of meshes. Like that, like it's just they're just sitting. Like I really do create because I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love the challenge of making something, but like I think I do sit on things when it comes to like scripting, or sit on things when it comes to like animated things, like beds or couches. Those are harder for me to complete just because like the functionality is my least favorite. Like actually if I could just make sculptures all day, I would probably just make sculptures and it would be nothing for me to put them out. But it's the functional things that I sit on, because I'm also a perfectionist and I want things to be right when I put them out. I don't like to rush to put things out. Just because, you know, I just want them to be right. I want, you know, I want the scripts to work the way that they're supposed to work. I want the materials to look the way that they're supposed to look. But I think in terms of like beginning to end, it's not a long process. Um, I don't look at things and be like, it's not good enough, it's not ready enough. It's
Okay.
more of a functional hold.
Right. Have you thought about like outsourcing the scripting side of things and such?
I have reached out to scripters in the past and um, not been reliable. Um, that's just what like I've actually always been like a one-man team, just because I do work a very particular type of way at a
Right.
particular pace, and you know, when you bring other people into the mix, you expect things, and most people just can't deliver on those things. I do get a copious amount of scripts off Marketplace, and I do like for you know, specialized things like my doors, or my material changing script. Like I've made those myself, but I don't do a whole lot of scripted objects just because I'm not a scripter.
Understandable.
But I would like to keep things as simple as possible. You know, when it comes to the functionality.
Yeah.
Although I do know a lot of people do like the functionality because of roleplay purposes. I know my strengths, and I feel like
Yeah, you got to lean into your strength for sure.
But I do collaborations. I'm collaborating with EA Animations now.
Okay.
Doing you know, like instead of me having to worry about the animations and the, you know, like adult furniture and stuff,
Right.
gonna be
Yeah.
working with them.
That's fantastic. I think you also mentioned, this was before we got started, but I wanted to ask you about it. You mentioned that you jumped into, was it your first event?
Yeah.
Or
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah. So tell a little bit about that. How'd that go?
So
How'd that come to be?
I'll say, like people have asked me, you know, or pushed me to be in events since I started, but yeah, they have like you need to be in events. But I actually did an interview with one of my friends who interviewed another creator on the game, and he specifically said that a lot of people get stuck in that loop of events, and you know, like it's best to get people kind of used to coming to your main store for releases and not just events for release.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I wasn't really pressed to join events. I really wanted my growth to be organic, and partly it's because of PBR. It's been so new. I didn't want to, you know, jump out too early, too fast, and then people have a lot of issues. I like people to come to the store and see exactly how things are supposed to look, you know, while they're getting educated on PBR. So that event journey has been slow to gain traction for me. But Salvador at QOS brought Mia to the store last month, and she decided to offer me a spot at Loot Station and Equal 10. So
you're gonna be making for Loot Station?
Yeah, I actually just released the one that started 2 days ago. Yeah, that's the Midnight Ballerina collection.
Okay.
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 on TikTok, they call
the strippers midnight ballerinas. Yes. Yeah. So that's why I was like, I know what you mean. Because I was going to ask you more about your Loot Station release, because, you know, things there are a little racy, you know, but yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And so I was gonna, you know, sometimes I was gonna start camming around looking for, you know, because I don't know if you have pictures here, you know, of what your
Oh, the
releases
poster
are.
is right outside.
Oh, was it right outside? But then I stopped myself because I'm like, it's Lewd Station. I don't want YouTube to yank my stream
Oh, there's
down.
nothing on there.
Yeah, if it's like
Yeah.
pixel boobs or pixel parts, you know.
No.
But I love the Midnight Ballerina. I love that, not only because it's like a classy way of saying stripper, but also is a throwback to you and the ballerina thing. Right.
Exactly, yeah.
And which then actually ties into something that came up in the chat. George was asking, I guess Timothy Chalamet had made a comment about ballet being a dying art, and he was curious if you had any opinion on that.
Actually, the first time I heard about it was in the chat.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, I think everything goes through different waves, you know. I do kind of like ballet for it not being like super mainstream for most people. But I've always loved, I actually have a ballet photo of a ballerina I photographed on the screen, the slideshow behind us.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with ballerinas. I think like it's their mix of grace, but it's also their control and discipline. You know, so I've always had, you know, that's it right there.
Yeah, I see it.
That's the ballerina going through metanoia. So different stages of spiritual transformation.
That's fantastic. It's a very powerful image.
I would contend that ballet, I would actually argue that it is not any sort of dying art form, but that it actually has transformed, and I think there's not enough people talking about it. And what I mean by that is, yes, ballet, like in the like classical music sense, is probably less popular than, you know, it has been in its prime, but there's also been a huge rise of popularity of music videos and music video dances, and I would make the case that that is a modern incarnation of ballet.
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
people might disagree, but that's my hot take for today.
Well, I'm cammed on this poster for your Midnight Ballet, and I'm going to Lewd Station after this.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to definitely keep my aesthetic, even, you know, on the naughtier side.
Yeah.
But I love the skybox. It actually changes, actually implemented dual coloring. So you don't just have like a single individual color, which you can choose from a single color, but you can also choose from 2 different colors to really make the atmosphere pop.
I love it. I can't wait to try it out.
One thing
I have been nervous to be in events though, because it does feel, my friend Cal sent me a picture of Simba being raised up over the cliff. Like that's how I feel. I feel you know, exposed to people that haven't seen me or, you know, didn't find me through word of mouth.
Oh, I love your set. I need to start using that term, Midnight Ballerina, because that's what I was on tour and I met a Midnight Ballerina. So
Yeah.
we always have that's there's always something about the pole, you know. It's a special place in our hearts.
It. My partner has to pull me down off of that, because if I see one, I'm on it. I love it.
I'm with you. I'm just attracted to it.
Yes. And I really wanted to make one that felt more graceful in the movements. And that's what I really focused on with that pole, was a lot of graceful movements.
I can't wait to have my own.
Like a ballerina. I'll never skip a Midnight Ballerina video on TikTok.
Same. I am the same. And then they have the men doing it too. And so
Yes.
when the guys, wow, the arm strength that they have when
Very
they're working the
interesting.
pole, wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And my poll does have male animations.
Oh,
The
there you
ones I
go,
could
Tor.
find.
All right.
Yes.
You too can be a midnight ballerina.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
There's a huge
definitely
discrepancy
can.
in the amount of animations, but
Yes.
I didn't want to leave them out.
That's normal.
That's what being a male in Second Life is all about.
Yes.
Discrepancy.
Yes. Lack of variety
Yep.
on everything.
Yeah. But I'm sure you would look good with the first set of women dances as well. So feel free to switch.
Absolutely. I was gonna say one thing that I really appreciate, and it definitely touches on you kind of having a bit more like a educator sort of background, is because you have all this beautiful stuff in this store. At the entrance of your store, just outside, you have all of the information people would ever need to know about reflection probes. So I just wanted to give that shout out, because this is definitely something that, you know, builders and residents and stuff do need to be cogent of when they're using this sort of furniture. So
Yes.
yeah.
I am like queen of, do you have a reflection probe around the room?
Yes. Yes. So it definitely
and
makes
the
a big difference.
EEPs, you know?
Yes.
It's win lights and EEPs. They're
Yep.
non-negotiable.
Yep. Agreed. I've been an EEP advocate for a long time, and also lighting. I'm
Don't show
obsessive
them
about lighting.
the 5 reflection probe booths that I have right outside.
Don't. So that's
Trying
what I'm
make
going to
sure
do.
Everybody sees me. I want them to see them.
Yeah, no, those are definitely worth showing, because they're very, very instructive.
Yeah.
And they show the clear difference between if you're using a reflection probe or not. Like, I think that visual cube thing that you're demonstrating it with is a really good example.
I need to come study these because I struggle with reflection probes. So I need
You can
to.
actually click them and you can take a copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can put them anywhere you want.
yeah. Cool.
Yes. Very, very cool. Love that.
Because I opened right before Firestorm released their official viewer, you know, of course they had the beta, but before the official viewer came out, I had to teach a lot of people a lot of things. So that all of the information on the, you know, that first wall outside is specifically coming from the woes of people when they first converted.
That's a good way to put it.
But I wanted to be here and ready whenever people were ready. You know, even people that still haven't switched over. I don't mention this often, but when I like coming from VR, we didn't have the option to not upgrade with the platform, whatever the platform wanted.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I had that. I thought it was the same here. So
Yes, you just thought they'd release PBR and suddenly everyone could see it.
Yeah, I for the 6 months was working on, you know, like I was like, well, as soon as people, you know, like switch over, you know, they'll be able to see it. But after I opened the Firestorm 6.6, I think, is, you know, forever indefinite, I panicked and I went back and put a legacy texture under every product.
Oh, wow.
And put it back out.
That's fantastic.
That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like that would have been a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. And I was panicking because I didn't want to be that person, you know? Obviously, like, creating on Second Life is enough work. It's a lot of work. And, you know, I can't accommodate for everything, but it was, you know, while I can't do everything to its full potential in both, I do care that there are people that have not been able to switch yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and I kind of get it, because their Second Life tries to be sensitive to the fact that a lot of people are on here that have frankly underpowered rigs, so they try to maintain a lot of backwards compatibility. But it does sometimes limit early adoption on things.
A little bit.
A little
But I
bit.
think, I've been surprised at how fast the store has grown.
Oh yeah.
People are definitely looking for it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But it can have a bad rap if it's not done correctly. So I really focused on making this a positive experience for people seeing PBR.
I think you've been highly successful on that.
I think so too. You've kind of set the gold standard, and have challenged others, whether they recognize it or not, to catch up.
Well, the thing is, I didn't PBR wasn't new to me even when it dropped here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because you had come from VR.
Yeah, we had PBR in Unity,
yes,
as an option in ArtSpace. So
right.
it wasn't new to me. The only thing that was new to me about PBR and Second Life was actually making my own materials.
Okay.
And that is something I did the last week before I opened.
Gotcha. So is that kind of unique? Was with VR, did you have to use a preset set of materials or something?
Well, there's lots of websites online where you can buy PBR materials.
Okay.
Because that's what other games use. There's a whole marketplace for PBR materials. But I had never made my own before, actually
Gotcha.
author my own. And that's
Gotcha.
what the store across the street is for. Because I released my first pack during my opening, and the builders were like, yeah, love it. Let's have more. And I was like, sure, let's figure it out. And then that has grown to be its own monster.
Yeah. So I'm curious a little bit about the ARTSY community. Obviously, people who gravitate towards your stuff absolutely love it. I'd be curious if you've considered showcasing home builds and stuff that are built around ARTSY, or if you do that already, or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the past, since I opened, I have such a strong community. I love every
Yes.
single last one of y'all, truly, from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be here without you guys. But I love going to see what people have created with the stuff that they found here. And when I go to a place and I see that it's, a lot of my stuff is in it, or that they've really done a great job, with retexturing a build, I actually offer them to be a part of my friends board right outside the store. So they get a landmark.
Nice. That's awesome.
So people can check out how other people are using PBR.
Right.
If anybody wants a board outside the store, just let me know.
Very, very cool.
Send me a landmark.
Yeah, I'm looking for the friends board. Is that over here on the side? Was that? Is it on the wall?
Right outside to the left.
Yeah.
Of the store. Yeah. I've always been huge at being a part of my community. Even in VR, I would schedule tours to go look at all of the worlds. All of my Patreon members would show up and we would go world hopping to see what everybody was doing with my work. Always happy to come check out something if somebody sends me a landmark. Very much love what everybody's doing. Very inspiring to me.
Yeah, including, let's see, we got even Portofino up here.
Mm-hmm. And we did an interview there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Yeah.
Oh,
Very
and
good.
that slot there is free. Nobody needs to pay me for that. Just want to showcase.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's very generous of you.
Yeah, I think that is always really cool because, obviously, as a store creator is gonna, you're gonna show it in the best possible light, but seeing what other people use it for, I think, is always really interesting as well, and can inspire ideas in people.
Yeah.
Kind of see what
And
it's like
pictures
lived
really
in.
don't do
Yeah,
justice. So,
right.
I thought about doing like an all call for pictures, but I was like, that could be a lot of pictures, a lot to look at. But people do tag me on social media when something
Mhm.
happens. Happy to reshare it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I just like seeing what people are doing. I often get locked up for hours just going to see what people are doing.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see.
You'll have to show me what you guys are building too.
We could definitely show you the apartment.
Yeah, now I gotta finish building it so I can show Aria, because all I did, Aria, is I plastered it in your textures. And I bought your curtains so they sweep down to the floor and pool so richly. And I bought it's like a role play apartment, right? So it's got like 60 prim. I'm like, oh man. I was gonna curse, but
This is really hard for
like
her.
FML, right? I'm like, 60 brims. And so, so all it is, and I got like one of your richly patterned backgrounds. It's like a little kitchenette, and I need to make like the sitting area. And then I bought one of your like wall dividers to block the other room because I don't have enough prims for that room. So I'm just going to decorate the one room. So kitchen and like a sitting area. And after talking to you, I'm going to finish it so I can show you.
Yes. And we've got to make sure that it's got a good reflection probe in there too.
Well, that's where you have to help me, because it does not. It currently does not have a reflection probe because I don't understand them. So I have to study Aria's posters and videos.
Yes. Oh, good.
There's always more opportunities to go deeper, about all of the topics.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to actually staging a really good PBR environment. But I get nervous recording tutorials, and I feel like if they're too long, people won't watch them. But I really would like to do like a more in-depth, beginning to end type of video.
Yeah.
I think as long as you put in, like chapters, like the timestamps.
Yeah.
I think people are pretty open to it because they can
been our saving grace.
Click straight to because they can click straight to what they are interested in. Yeah. As I told you,
Tour and I are pretty long-winded, and when we get going, none of our videos are short, and so I try to make short ones, and I can if Tour's not involved. But once the both of us get going, it just is going to be a long video. That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
But chapters help for sure, and all you got to do is put the timestamp in front. That's all. Put the timestamp and then the topic, and it's chaptered. It's not too hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can just do that all down the description.
Like the description?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Nothing special or fancy. Just your timestamps and description.
If you just write the timestamp, and then description, and then new line, timestamp, description, new line, etc. Yep.
Oh, done.
Yep. And then people can just click the timestamp and it jumps straight to it.
Yes.
Which helps them navigate.
Yeah, that's how.
You can also squeeze in all your keywords into the different chapters too, if you want to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would definitely be interested in a Aria tutorial. So, for sure. So, well, PBR is something you've clearly mastered, and you said you're always kind of digesting and learning new things. Is there anything that you're either aware of on the horizon or that you are currently in the process of learning that you're very, very excited about? Something new.
Substance designer has me in a chokehold right now.
A chokehold?
Oh my.
A chokehold. And that's what usually happens to me. Like I actually get the courage to learn something, right?
Okay.
Because I do kind of do the ring around the rosy with a lot of programs.
Yeah.
And then when I really feel like I need it, I will sit down and actually learn it. And substance designer has been something I've gone back and forth with. If you're not familiar, Adobe has a substance package. They have a substance painter, which is for mesh. Like you can texture mesh using the mesh's curves to make it look like it actually fits the mesh. And then you have substance sampler, which is for generating PBR materials like within that program. So like this rug, I made this in Substance Sampler. So it's kind of like a I would say Photoshop Lightroom type of thing versus like Painter being like Photoshop. And then designer is like Illustrator.
Okay.
So designer is just like more authorship, like 100% control from, you know, making a material to building systems for Substance Painter. And that's what I've been wanting to learn, you know, for the past couple of years. And I've actually sat down and actually made stuff this week. So I'm definitely like immersed in watching all the tutorials, trying out new things. Just I'm obsessed with it. I think the other thing is definitely Clo. I've tried lots of different like clothing simulators, but I found a place with Clo. I really like it, and learning a lot more about pattern drafting and stuff like that. I've made most of my clothes just freehand in Blender, but now I'm getting into actual fabric simulation with my clothing, and that has been super fun. So those two things are what I'm currently obsessed with.
So when did you say, remind me, when did you say your clothing is going to be launched?
I don't have a definite date, and I've actually been wearing my clothing exclusively for the past like maybe year and a half. I sometimes late at night will just make my outfit for the next day. Most people probably don't know that, but if they see me, they know that it's something artsy because of the materials. But the problem that I've had is that I'll go to events, you know, like whether it be like a karaoke night or, you know, like a Greek event or something like that, and I stand out like a bright light in not a good way.
Oh no.
Because, you know, the sky has not been set for PBR, and my outfit looks atrocious. So I really was hoping to wait until more of the grid had, you know, learned enough about it to where if people buy my clothes, they know that they can look good no matter where they go. I know that's probably a long shot, but I just have not been in a rush to release it.
Do you feel like the grid is finally like getting closer to being ready for that?
Well, I did just release my new mega pack of EEP skies. So 1,000 people have come and got it already. So I'm very excited about that.
I need to get it before we leave today.
Yes.
Where in the store is that? I want to know.
It's on that front board.
The front board.
It's also right outside the store. It'll say free meg pack.
Oh, free.
But I made those wearing my clothing outside of a reflection probe, so that I make sure that, you know, people are ready and already comfortable using my wind lights before I release my clothing.
Yeah.
Because it's very important that people are using PBR EEPs that have been made specifically for this purpose.
I agree.
Just because they say PBR doesn't mean that PBR will look good.
Exactly. So
and
much so.
I fine-tuned and tailored every single of the 55 wind lights to make, or skies, to make them perfect for clothing.
Every parcel where I spend any amount of time and I have the control to do so has ARTSY EEP set in to the parcel. Tour knows it because he's done it. And so I even actually Kala did for a time. Kala's in the chat. She's our landlady.
Yes.
And she's had for a time, she set the whole sim to ARTSY EEP.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
And people don't know it till they see it. And that's the goal. I just want people to see it. You know, I want them to see the difference.
Yeah.
I do demos with people just to show them the difference it makes, you know. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, once I start going to places and I'm not like a bright light in a wrong way, I'll feel more comfortable.
Okay. Huh. That
But
makes
again,
sense,
clothing is a lot of work. So I'm doing all of my rigging, all of my meshing, texturing, HUDs, you know, all that stuff. And it's, you know, I have 2 other stores. So, and I'm meshing for my partner. So
You're a busy lady.
Very.
And I'm learning, you know, I'm still learning.
Very, very good.
But I've already probably made 150 outfits for myself.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait till you share them with the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will be buying them.
Very soon.
Well, I'm winding down on questions. Did you have anything you wanted to dig into, Consuela?
No, I think you've been hitting everything. I am very much interested in the clothing. I really enjoy wearing PBR clothes, and I'm very sad for you, Tour, that you don't have the same opportunities, because I feel like there definitely have been a lot of female clothing creators who've really dove into PBR. Kind of like what Aria was saying earlier about having to go back and, you know, provide a legacy texture underneath things. There are some out there, Aria, that I've seen just like on SL Facebook and stuff saying, sorry, everything's just PBR now. I can't just continue doing both, right? But then there's other designers that know like they're going to work at doing both, because not even though PBR, I feel, is I want to say well known. I don't know that I would even go so far as to say well ingrained yet, because much like Tour was saying earlier, there's rigs with different capabilities, right? So you definitely have some people who are still functioning in a legacy kind of state. So, but I feel like PBR is better known and accepted.
It's catching on for sure
by many, but this is just Consuela Blanche's unscientific opinion, right? I haven't collected any data, but just from my experience on the grid, it definitely seems that PBR is pretty solid. It's not so new to people. So I'm hopeful that the men will get more of their items in PBR. Like I said last night, for me to decide that I'm just going to go out to a shop that I had picked up, you know, something at like a week or so ago, and I'm like, I noted that mental note. I hadn't heard of the brand before, and then I saw when I went to their store, it was so PBR-y that I'm like, I'm coming back here. So then like
I will say that if Aria releases men's clothing in PBR, other creators will step up because they'll have to.
Yeah.
Well, here's one of the bottlenecks, and I want to say this publicly because I don't think people know, but like people really have to be more conscious about their meshes with PBR.
How do you mean?
Because PBR can't be applied to a mesh that is broken in the upload state. When you upload a mesh, no matter what it is, you are only allotted 21,000 vertices per material slot. Now, before PBR, you could get away with uploading, beyond that, and then Second Life would basically split your mesh into different pieces to accommodate for that limitation. But PBR is like a hard reset for a mesh, and it doesn't apply. So, for people who upload mesh but they're not familiar with meshing, they might feel discouraged to do PBR because they're not able to use it. I've purchased full perm clothing meshes before I started making my own, and I wasn't able to use a lot of them because they weren't set up correctly. Like the polygon count was too high on upload, and I can't do anything about that now that it's in world.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the mesh limitations on the wiki are important in order for people to be able. That goes for jewelry, furniture, clothing, accessories, anything. It really is going to force people to be more conscious about learning about mesh.
Yeah.
But it is a hurdle for a lot of people who don't actually know anything about their meshes.
Yeah, there's just so much to learn when it comes to building and creating, but you just have to take your time with it.
Yeah. PBR is just one of those forces. It's not easy to work with at first sight.
Yeah.
Right.
So to your earlier question, to or no, I think you've covered a broad spectrum of questions with Aria. Aria, was there anything that we didn't touch on that you wanted to take this opportunity now to share, or do you have anything like that maybe anything
or anything you wanted to ask us?
I see one comment about everything not needing to be 2K textures. Yeah, that's important.
Yes. Yes, Consuela.
What? Okay, so I like I said earlier, Aria, I cause lag. I cause lag in everything I do. I cause lag for myself with a giant inventory. I cause lag for everyone around me loading up my 1024 by 1024 pictures. And so,
into these tiny frames.
Teeny tiny frames. And so I'm like, damn, our home is laggy. And then Tour's like, Consuela, let me show you why. But,
scale them down finally to 256 by 256.
Something. I was like, that's too tiny. I want to see the fine details when I push in to look at our photographs. And he's like, no.
I actually don't upload a lot of 2K textures in the material store because of that reason. Yeah, if it was everything 2K in there, it'd be overkill.
Yeah.
Usually the only thing 2K is something that is a main staple type of thing. And, I feel it will probably definitely look better in 2K. I'm more liberal about that.
Yeah. Well, as a resident since 2007, I have had difficulties with prims, textures, lag, limits. Like I've been on the struggle bus since 2007. Okay, so
she just likes what she likes and wants to put it down and not be bothered about it.
I want my chandelier to be 225 prims. It looks great. What are you talking about? So I've had many.
Now that we have it, we want it.
Yeah. I've had many a person try to teach me, and Tour has been the one around the longest to be like, Consuela, you are going to understand this. And he's been a very patient man, and I appreciate it. And he's going to be helping me with reflection probes. See, there's just another thing that I get to learn, and that's what I mean. Get to. It's an opportunity. I enjoy learning. And sometimes I do it the hard way, and that's okay. As long as I'm open to it and I'm not afraid to fail. I fail all the time. So,
which is one of Aria's lessons.
Exactly.
Push the button.
exactly.
Just push the button.
Push the button.
I'm an educator in First Life. I understand the importance of failure, and I understand not letting it deter you. So I'm here for it. I understand you completely, Aria, on that topic. So
I have a request if you ever get a wild hair, and that is an artsy, just large size button that says just push the button.
just push the button.
I just want that. I just want to put that in my house on my desk.
Yeah.
Push the button. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Coming right up.
But yeah,
I am not, like, I'm happy to take requests. You know, a lot of the material packs come from, direct requests that people need things. If it's not something, usually if it's something pretty general that most people will likely use, I actually just give it to you for free.
Dang. So, just to clarify on the subject of requests, because sometimes designers don't take requests, right? But if anyone, watching our videos like, oh, wow, ARTSY takes requests, how would they go out and contact you about that? Is there like a form do they just IM you, a note card? Like what avenue would they take?
They can just send me a message or a note card. I'm not great at getting note cards. Feels kind of like email to me. But I do often try to go through and just scan to make sure I didn't get a random note card.
Yeah.
But yeah, messages is fine. Just provide picture references so that I know exactly what it is that you're asking for. But yeah, I'm happy to take requests.
Okay. Well, I do have I believe you have a link tree that I have in the description. So there's all your links are there for folks to reach out to you and see your work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else you want to shout out or promote, our Aria, before we wrap things up?
It's been a great conversation.
I've enjoyed it.
I have as well. I know I wanted to talk to you more when we were on the red carpet for sure.
Right? Like tour. Actually, I was in his IMs going, we have to let her go inside. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
I can get off on a rant at any time. So I have a lot to say when I want to say it. I'm pretty introverted though. After a morning of responding to IMs, I do need a social break.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm very introverted as well.
But yeah, if there's nothing else that you want to promote or share with us, I can launch into thank yous. So we've had a number of people in the chat, which I'm really excited to see. So I'm going to scroll back and see how many of them I can read. We had Lillian and Kala and TJ and Jazz, and I think there was more than that. Did I say Tara already? I think I did. But we had and George. There's some very chatty folks. So I appreciate everybody who's been in the chat with us live. We love a live, an active live stream chat. So thank you for that. I want to thank folks who subscribe to our channel, who watch this later, who share it with friends. Please share far and wide. We like sharing the magic of the metaverse that ARTSY, Aria, and her brand ARTSY contribute to. So absolutely share our videos with friends. But we appreciate everybody being here with us today. So Aria, tour usually closes things up, so I'll give you an opportunity if you want to say your own goodbyes.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who responded to the message by coming in and participating in the live stream. Really means a lot to me that you guys came and watched and participated. I cannot overstate enough how much it means to me that you guys shop with me, you trust me with your lindens, and you bring your friends here and you spread the word. You guys truly make me a better artist, and you guys push me beyond my limits. And you guys are very, very, very encouraging when you message me, and I very much appreciate that.
All right, tour.
And with that, we will see you all in the next video.